No man is an island entire of itself. Every man is a piece of the continent. On a chilly day in January, the year of our Lord 1572, in the bustling city of London, a boy named John Donne was born into a prosperous Roman Catholic family. His birth was a beacon of hope, yet shadowed by the prevailing anti-Catholic sentiment of the time. Young Donne, as though sensing the weight of his destiny, was drawn to the world of learning. He found himself at Hart Hall, Oxford, where he immersed himself in the pursuit of knowledge. His eager mind, however, was not satisfied with just one discipline. Donne soon ventured into the labyrinth of law, studying at the esteemed Thavies Inn and later at Lincoln's Inn. Every step he took, every book he read, every discourse he engaged in was a brick in the edifice of his poetic journey. Thus, the early years of John Donne set a foundation for the poet he was to become. Our two souls, therefore, which are one. With these words, we dive into the making of a metaphysical poet. John Donne, a name that echoes through the annals of English literature, is often hailed as the leading figure of metaphysical poetry. But what truly sets Donne apart is his unique style and the philosophical depth of his works. Donne was a master of conceits, a form of extended metaphor that draws an ingenious comparison between two vastly different things. His poetry was riddled with these conceits, weaving a tapestry of thoughts that could span the cosmos in a single verse. Take, for instance, The Flea, where he compares a flea bite to the intimate union of two lovers, a bold and startling analogy that only Donne could craft. His work also reflected an intricate labyrinth of paradoxes. In The Sun Rising, Donne dares to challenge the sun, calling it a busy old fool. He proclaims his love as something so profound that it makes the world outside irrelevant, a paradox that beautifully encapsulates the intensity of his emotions. Donne's exploration of philosophical ideas was another hallmark of his metaphysical poetry. His poems delved into topics such as love, death, religion, and human existence, all wrapped in a cloak of wit and intellect. A Valediction, forbidding mourning, stands as a testament to this, where he discusses the concept of spiritual love, transcending the physical realm. But what truly made Donne a metaphysical poet was the emotional depth of his work. His poetry was not just a display of his intellectual prowess, but also a window into his soul. His words painted vivid pictures of his thoughts and emotions, making his readers not just observers, but participants in his poetic journey. Through his unique style of conceits, paradoxes, and philosophical exploration, Donne redefined the landscape of English poetry. His works, teeming with wit, intellect, and emotion, continue to captivate readers around the world. Donne's metaphysical poetry brought a unique blend of wit, intellect, and emotion to the English literary scene. Death be not proud, though some have called thee mighty and dreadful. That's right, you guessed it, said by none other than John Donne. These words reverberate with the testament of a man who knew the sting of loss too well. John Donne, the quintessential metaphysical poet, found the love of his life in Anne More. Their union was as profound as it was controversial, leading to Donne's brief imprisonment due to their secret marriage. Together they embarked on a journey of love and life, bringing 12 children into the world. Yet this journey was not without its trials. The birth of their 12th child, a stillborn, was a blow that was further magnified by the tragic death of Anne just 5 days later. This was a loss that pierced Donne's heart, a sorrow that ran as deep as the love he held for his beloved wife. Yet it was out of this crucible of pain that Donne's 17th holy sonnet was born. Each line, each word, was a testament to his grief, a lament of his loss, and an exploration of mortality. Death be not proud, he wrote, challenging the very concept of death, personifying it and then defying it. His words echoed his personal tragedy, and through them he sought to comprehend the incomprehensible, to make sense of the senseless. The Holy Sonnets, a collection of 19 powerful poems, were Donne's way of grappling with philosophical and spiritual questions. Yet, the 17th sonnet stands apart for its raw emotion, its personal connection, and its exploration of death and divine love. Here, Donne's personal loss intertwines with his metaphysical inquiries, creating a poignant masterpiece that resonates with readers across centuries. In his profound grief, Donne found solace in his pen, etching his sorrow into immortal verse. His 17th holy sonnet is a testament to his resilience, his strength, and his ability to transform personal tragedy into timeless poetry. It is a testament to love, loss, and the enduring power of words. I am two fools I know for loving and for saying so in whining poetry. Enter John Donne. These words also echo the profound duality that Donne often explored in his work, a duality that is starkly evident in his unpublished manuscript, Biathanatos. Biathanatos, a Greek term meaning death by life, is a controversial piece penned by Donne. It is a defense of suicide, a topic that was and still is heavily laden with moral, ethical, and religious implications. But why would Donne, a man of faith and a respected clergyman, write such a piece? And furthermore, why did he choose to keep it from the public eye? The answers to these questions are as complex as Donne himself. Some suggest that Biathanatos was a cathartic exercise, a way for Donne to reconcile his own thoughts and feelings about death, particularly suicide. Others propose that the manuscript was an intellectual challenge, an exploration of a taboo topic from a philosophical perspective. Despite his reluctance to publish Biathanatos, Donne did share it with a select few during his lifetime. He wrote in a letter to his friend Sir Robert Kerr, "I have writ a book in which I endeavour to prove that in all cases, even in a despairing state, it is a sin to destroy ourselves." This statement reveals Donne's intent to challenge the prevailing views of his time, to provoke thought, and to stimulate intellectual discourse. Even after Donne's death in 1631, Biathanatos remained unpublished. It was only in the year 1658, 27 years post his demise, that the manuscript saw the light of day. The publication was met with mixed reactions, a testament to the controversial nature of its content. Biathanatos remains a testament to Donne's daring intellect, pushing the boundaries of accepted thought. This unpublished work serves as a reminder that Donne was not just a poet, but a philosopher, a man unafraid to question, to probe, and to challenge the norms of his time. His courage to explore such a contentious topic speaks volumes about his intellectual audacity and his enduring impact on the literary world. All mankind is of one author and is one volume. John Donne, an intellectual giant of the 17th century, left a profound impact on the world of literature with his subtle philosophical poetry. His influence extended far beyond the boundaries of England, permeating cultures across the globe. His versatility as a poet, his ability to blend the psychological and the metaphysical, and his exploration of complex philosophical themes have made him a figure of universal appeal. Donne's poetry is a mirror to the human psyche. It delves into the depths of the mind, exploring emotions, thoughts, and experiences in a way that was both revolutionary and relatable. His work has inspired countless writers and poets to explore the human condition, making him a cornerstone of psychological poetry. Beyond the realm of psychology, Donne's contributions to English literature were significant. His metaphysical poetry, marked by intellectual wit and unconventional imagery, broke new ground in the literary world. His ability to weave philosophy into his verse set a precedent for future generations of poets, turning poetry into a medium for philosophical exploration. His popularity, however, is not confined to the English-speaking world. His works have been translated into numerous languages, allowing readers from various cultural backgrounds to appreciate his unique poetic voice. His exploration of universal themes such as love, death, and spirituality resonates with people across cultures, making him a truly global poet. And now for an obscure fact about Donne. Few people know that before he found fame as a poet, he was secretly employed as an assistant to Thomas Egerton, keeper of the Great Seal. This experience in the corridors of power no doubt influenced his poetry, providing him with a unique perspective on life and society. In the end, Donne's legacy is not just his poetry, but the impact he's had on literature and the generations of writers he inspired. His words have transcended time, his ideas have crossed cultural barriers, and his influence can be felt even today, centuries after his death. John Donne, a man of wit and wisdom, forever etched into the annals of English literature. And death shall be no more. Death, thou shalt die. Once again, the profound words echo the essence of this English poet, a man whose life was as intricate as his metaphysical poetry. John Donne, a name that resonates with the exploration of philosophical topics, a name that evokes an intriguing dance between the mind and the heart. His journey from a young poet to a revered figure in English literature is one of resilience and depth. His works, a testament to his genius, continue to captivate readers, stirring within them a myriad of emotions. From love sonnets to religious elegies, Donne's repertoire is a rich tapestry of psychological poetry. His unpublished work, Biathanatos, adds another layer of complexity to his persona. In the face of immense personal tragedy, Donne's poetry served as his solace, his refuge. Today, his words continue to inspire, to console, to provoke thought, and to elicit emotion. John Donne, a beacon of metaphysical poetry, continues to illuminate the minds of readers, proving that indeed no man is an island. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the life and work of the incredible John Donne. Your company on this exploration of his metaphysical world has been deeply appreciated. As we bid adieu to the captivating universe of Donne's poetry, we look forward to sharing another enlightening journey with you in our upcoming video. This time we will exploring mind of John Dewey. Not only was he an American philosopher and psychologist, he was also an educational reformer. We will discover what made him one of the most prominent American scholars in the first half of the 20th century. Until we meet again, please take care of yourselves and each other. Remember, in the words of Donne, no man is an island, entire of itself. Every man is a piece of the continent. Goodbye for now, and keep the spirit of profound thought and introspection alive.